on now, you can't even do this. Look.
Special guest, your young lady Monique from Family Matters,
Family Purpose.
Family Purpose. It's a nonprofit, and she's gonna introduce herself and tell you about a little about what she does.
Yes, sir. And so for sure, let's start with Family Matters. 100%. Yes, it does. So it's Family Purpose. I was born and raised though in San Francisco, Valencia Gardens to be exact. So shout out to the city. But yeah, so what we do at Family Purpose is our whole mission and goal is to really bridge the relationship gap between parents and between educators and students and allow to help students, educators, and parents to manage their emotions so that they make healthy choices.
Great, that's good. That's
Yeah.
good. So what is your base target group? You.
Yeah, so youth is a target. So when I started 10 years ago. So we've been doing this now a decade, me and my wife. It started, so I'm first to tell you how it started. It started with a vision from God. I was in the halfway house, so I served 5 years in federal prison. Again, like I said, born and raised in the Valencia Garden. So became a product of my environment, made lots and lots of different mistakes throughout growing up, back in the 80s and 90s, we was in a drug
I was a
pandemic.
part of that environment.
Yeah, that environment, man, it was fun, but it definitely it was a lot, it was survival. Let's say that, right? It was where you was growing up to survive. And so for me, I started selling drugs young. I was an entrepreneur young. First, it started with a hamburger house at 9 years old. Then, 10 years old, I started selling drugs, which then later led me, like I said, to federal prison. But while I was in a halfway house, God gave me a vision. And He said, Monique, start a nonprofit. It's your purpose. And I really, really believe that. And so that was in 2010. And then in 2013, it actually came to pass because my oldest son at the time, he was getting D's and F's, a bunch of D's and F's, but the school didn't care about the D's and F's. They was calling me about the absence and the tardies. So I like, you know what, me and the principal, I didn't appreciate that. And so we had a meeting and I'm talking to him about it and telling him like, y'all need to have more programs. Cause at the time, my mentor, DB, shout out to DB Bedford with our emotional intelligence guy, the EI guy. He at the time was allowing me to go up to WIDA in Oakland because he was a supervisor up there, and so I would be able to go do workshops with the youth. So that basically the youth that was in juvenile but get to come out on the weekends, and then on the weekends they was even though they would come home, they still had to go up and do workshops at the juvenile. So I was able to be there and present some of the workshops. And so now that I had this framework, in this base, when I went into the meeting, God said, Monique, bring all your stuff. So I brought all my stuff. Even though the meeting was about my son getting in this program, I brought everything. And then in that moment, I was like, y'all need programs that do X, Y, and Z and this and that. And then he just said, when can you start? And so I started volunteering. I volunteered for 6 months, and then that led to a contract, another contract, to a district, to another district. And now we serve 5 different districts.
5 different school districts.
We
Oh,
serve,
that's great. That's
yeah,
great.
Oakley, Antioch, Pittsburgh, Oakley Elementary, and Mount Diablo Unified School
Oh,
District.
so it's all mostly through Contra County.
Yeah.
Contra County.
Yeah, so East Contra Costa County is where we are primarily at. That's where we're based out of. We also do after school, and so we've been this year. Man, I love sports, right? And so I'm super excited. We was able to put on a 5-week basketball league for all the fourth and fifth graders in Pittsburgh that signed up, absolutely free at no cost to the parents. And we had over 100 kids in attendance that was showed up for 5 weeks on the weekends playing. We had 8 games that we ran throughout the day from 10 to 2, and it's just priceless. So what we are doing is really giving back to our community and showing up and showing out this year, that I'm really, really proud of.
That's really great, and I like that too because as you mentioned earlier, you went to school about one of your kids, and they was not concerned about his grades.
Right.
And a lot of people don't know this, but schools are only concerned with attendance because
Mm-hmm.
they get
Because
paid.
that's their money.
They get
Yeah.
paid for the kids being there, and a lot of people don't know that. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
people don't even know that, and so a lot of times when the school is contacting you, it's not about your kids' grades or what they're doing in school. They want to know where the kids at so they can get that money.
Yep. Yep.
You know
You
what I'm saying?
absolutely right.
And it's weird that they don't care about education because I mean this is what we we send our kids to the schools for, and we trusting you with our children to educate our children, but you're worried about finances
Exactly.
and other things. And then another thing you touched on was the sports and activities,
Mm-hmm.
things for kids to do. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Because the new generation of kids, I think, this is my personal opinion, are stuck in the house playing video games.
Oh yeah, I agree with you.
You
They
know,
are. They.
and they don't have the structure that I had. I mean, we made a lot of mistakes coming up, but we had structure. We had family. A lot of us had two parents in our families
Mm-hmm.
and grandparents that,
Right.
you know what I'm saying, that our parents would send us to when they couldn't handle us
Uh
or
huh.
whatever. And
Hmm.
a lot of that structure is gone now. So we need the parents to really just step up and be on these schools' heads and be on our kids' heads about the decisions they're making. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And a lot of times, some of the parents don't care. They want to get the kids out the house. You
Yeah.
know. But then when we have the parents that do care, they to the school district they're a problem or whatever because they're being boisterous about this or that, or they're worried about their kids' grades. Of course, excuse me. Of course, I'm supposed to worry about my kids' grades because you guys aren't.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
so that's why we need people like you and your organization to come through and push these issues.
Yeah, and so I said you're absolutely right, and it's crazy because we need more parents to care. It's like parents, I love y'all dearly, right? But it's just like seriously, we serve students K through 12, and parents show up for those elementary school students, right? I just did a parent night because also I do parent nights, I do staff trainings, I do assemblies all around the world on social media, right? And so I just did a parent night with a preschool, for some preschool parents. It was about 40 parents in the house. Did one prior up in Reading for middle school. One parent showed up,
Wow.
right? And most of the times when I do these middle school, it's only one to two parents that will show up. Elementary, 5 to 20. So my thing is with for parents and all the parents watching this is what happens that you stop showing up for your kids after they graduate elementary like they grown. They're not ready yet. Granted, I hear so parents tell me is, oh well, because they don't want me to come. Are they grown? So are they grown? They get to tell you what to do and how you gonna parent them because parents, I don't know if y'all know this or not, neither, but there's a No Child Left Behind. We know that third through eighth grade, our kids is being passed along. It don't matter what they know. They don't have to know absolutely nothing. They can get all F's and they're gonna go to high school. And now we expect them to be able to understand what credits are. And that's the only way they're gonna be able to graduate is if they get these 220 credits.
Wow.
Like this is why so many of our kids, our youth, end up in continuation schools or just drop out,
Drop out.
right? Because they don't have programs and not, there are programs out there, but there needs to be more programs like ours that are actually in the schools to be able to help the students because we're in the schools during the day. So I'm in school and all the different schools that we serve all day. Just so we're the advocate, right? So we're the advocate, the mentor, we are the one that is there for when the students grade, checking the grades, just like a counselor, right? So how our counselors used to do back in the day,
Back in the day
with
when we
what
actually
they
had
not doing.
counseling. Right.
Right. And so we're checking in with your grades. We're checking in with your teachers if your grades is not good. I'm checking in with your parents. I'm checking in with you mentally. How are you feeling? What are you dealing with? Right? What are you going through? Because again, we have to be able to make sure that the kid is okay because we like to say, oh, well, they ain't been through nothing. You don't
You
know.
don't know, right?
You just don't know. I'm so tired of everybody. And then that's the other big thing. Oh, this generation is so bad. They're so bad. Well, what are you doing to change it?
Right.
What are you doing to fix it? Because I'm sure you're somebody's parent, grandparent, uncle, auntie, something,
Right.
right? To where there's one child that you see can use a little bit of guidance. But then what we say, oh, that ain't my kid. These kids too disrespectful. I ain't finna talk to these kids out here.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are disrespectful, but guess what? Because ain't nobody teaching them respect. We knew respect. I don't care who it was. My neighbor could come with my ass,
Right.
right? And
Right.
you knew not to
Right.
just do nothing.
And,
My ass
and
with
that's
my
another
neighbor
thing.
because
We don't have that no more.
no, that community.
We
There's
don't
no
have the
community.
community, and it used to be. It takes a community to raise our
Yeah, the
what you saying?
village. It
It
takes
takes
a
a village,
village.
right?
Yeah, and it does.
You don't have a village no more. And then when you do have, say, you my neighbor and I see your kid doing something wrong and I discipline your kid or I yell at your kid, I might have to worry about you coming back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because these parents, their mentalities are so different now that
Mhm.
they feel that you have no right to say anything to their kids, and that's the village is gone.
Yeah,
It's
everybody's
gone.
just on defense mode,
Right,
right? Everything's
right.
defense and everything is a problem. And that's another thing. And so that's a big piece of what we teach too is that we are the solution, right? Because to every problem, there's a
There's
solution.
a
You
solution.
just got to focus on it. It's just like math. Math has multiple ways to get to the solution. That's just like life. So we have a character. Her name is Miss Key. And what Miss Key is Miss Key is our superhero going around helping our students to understand that we all have superpowers. All we have to do is unlock it,
Unlock
right? If
it.
we unlock it, the gift is inside of us, right? There's nobody that can unlock it for you. They can help pull it out of you by helping you see something that's inside of you. But it's really up to you, and it's up to us. So we owe us. And so that's what our character, Miss Key, is. She goes around and she's teaching that. And so it's so funny because I write books. So I have books, children's books, coloring books, and everything. She's a whole movement. So it's Miss Key and the Super Crew. And so there's my grandkids and my nieces and nephews. And the goal is because one and students, there's a curriculum around this too, right? So this is being taught in classrooms and everything. And so it's really fun. But the idea is so that students can see we get frustrated, we get mad. That's an emotion, right? But how do we handle that emotion is what's important so that we respond in a healthy way. And so with this, we are making sure we are teaching students to one, speak up for sure, but two is don't be the bully. Right? You don't have to be a bully. You don't have to go around hurting other kids because you're hurt. Right? We have to learn how to deal with those emotions. And so again, Miss Key and the Super Crew, we even have cartoons. And so there's cartoons around it. So teachers can show the cartoon in the classroom. And so that then students can see, like, oh, I can relate to Demaya, right? I can relate to Dante. And now they see themselves in one of these characters and see, like, they're a superhero and so am I. And I teach them the one thing that will remove your superpowers is when you're being a bully, when you're being unkind, when you're being mean to somebody. As long as we're not doing those things, then we keep our superpowers, right? And so we're just teaching, we're just teaching self awareness and emotional intelligence, right? At a very, very young age. So that, guess what? We can try to change the way the next generation is coming up, right? We can try to raise more leaders and kids that are believing in themselves and seeing themselves and being more creative, right? That's another big piece of it, right? Is we do a lot of hands-on activities with our students so that way our students can see that they have the gift, right? They are creative. They can use their imagination in something different besides staring at a phone. Like, look what these kids do a lot. My grandson, he's 10. They watch people play video games. The trip. Like, how you sitting and you just sitting there all day and you just okay with just watching somebody else play a video game.
Yeah, it,
And, it's just
amazes
so
me.
crazy.
It amazes me. But
Yeah, it's funny.
I want to ask you.
Yeah.
You said something about you keep them involved in sports. You have a league or something.
Mhm.
Is that academic based? Do they have to have certain grades to be able to participate in certain events that you have?
Mhm. So our basketball league, we even just did football, and then now we're in soccer. So we're going to do soccer, and so because it's elementary, so this is elementary school, and they get based off, the numbers. It does have something to do with the academics, and it has something a lot to do with behavior,
Right.
right? So for elementary, it's more of the behavior for me than it is the academics because the academics is not being graded on the ABC
Right.
system yet. But that does play a role if we're turning in our homework, if we did our class assignment, right? Those things,
Acting out in class and things of that
right? Not
nature.
acting out. Not being disrespectful. So in family purpose, we have two rules, right? Students know long as you don't do one of these two things, we got your back. I don't care what you do or how you do it. I'm an advocate for you. I got you. But if you lie to me, I can't fix a lie, right? So don't lie to me. And then the second thing is this: don't disrespect me or nobody on my staff, right? Because I don't have to help you, right? I'm helping you because I want to help you. And it's very important for students to know that. But they know that, right? They know who really truly care. And so once we, work out those kinks, because some students we got to work out the kinks, some of them we don't, Yeah, it's good. It's good. I just actually gave away a scholarship to one of our students graduating from Pittsburgh High, and she was my student since sixth grade.
Oh, that's cool. That's
You
cool.
know,
The scholarships.
oh yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah. So
great.
we give out scholarships too. Yeah, we gave out 4 scholarships to students in Pittsburgh High this week, and then we'll do Deer Valley and Mount Diablo High School and YV.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Yeah, yeah. So we give back in every way possible in any way that we can to help support families. We did a really big toy drive this year, the biggest toy drive that has ever been, toy giveaway. Let me stop saying drive because nobody contributed with that. We actually did that on our own. It was something Family Purpose did because we wanted it to be a big part of our 10-year celebration. This was our 10-year being in Pittsburgh. And so we have our biggest contract that we ever had with Pittsburgh. And so we did a big toy giveaway, and so that
That's
was really
great.
fun.
That's great.
Mhm.
That's great. And since you're a nonprofit, do you take help? I mean, from like people want to donate. Do you have a spot? I mean, a organization, not a
Like a
organ. I know
drip
you
spot.
a
So,
drop spot or a tagline to where they could donate. They could call and donate, or if they want to help in any kind of way or sponsor one of your events or something. Do you have a way for them to get in contact with
so you could go to. So that's funny you say. So this year we definitely plan to do more. We don't do fundraisers and things because just just I don't know. There's no reason for it. We just always are doing it on our own because there's so many people that sometimes don't. They just like, let's be real, crooks and just not in it for the kids and not in it for the right thing and for the right reason. And so it makes it hard to partner with other people because of that. Because for me, Family Purpose, we strive on being who we are, and we're a big family organization, and it's our family caring for yours. And so um, I'm very just cautious on partnering with other people that can then taint like, oh well, that organization they take people's money or this and that. So for us, we haven't this year. We do plan to do donate, take donations this year for and do an actual toy drive,
you?
because there are a lot of good people out there that do want to help and that do want to help organizations that are like ours that are really all about the kids and the community. And so familypurpose.org is our website that they can go to. There is a link somewhere on there where people can donate because we even do prom, so we help with prom, and things like that. And so this year we was talking about what we'll do for next year is actually, yeah, put a link out so that other people that might want to help donate to the people for help with prom and things. That's something that's going to be out there.
That's the word I was looking for. A link
A
to
link. Oh.
yeah, and because I know it's tough getting funding for these kind of programs, and a lot of times, a lot of organizations do this from their own pockets. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? And they could use a financial help, they could use a volunteer help in some kind of capacity. So if anybody want to reach out and help this organization, especially, give me your information again.
Yep. So familypurpose.org, you guys. The village at, because it takes a village,
It
right?
takes a
Talking about
village, yes,
that.
ma'am.
So the village at familypurpose.org is the my email. So you can always email me there. And yeah, again, familypurpose.org is our website. I am her, because I am her, y'all, at moniqueturner.com. If you feel like there's a school that you can use, that needs a social media assembly or a staff training or a parent night, then definitely reach out to me at I am her at moniqueturner.com. You can email me there. I travel all around and do assemblies, and you can check that website out at moniqueturner.com.
Thank you, Monique. And we enjoy having you. And if there's anything else you want to say, feel free to say it and talk about whatever you want to talk about. But Family Purpose is a great organization, and reach out. You know what I'm saying? And check it out and see what you could do. See what she's doing
Thank
for our
you.
community.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And yes, anybody, I just want to say that you guys just know that you can do it. Know that no matter what it is that you are talented, you are gifted, you are more than enough. We are our own biggest critic. We should be, 'cause I'm my own biggest critic, but we also are our own biggest problem, right? And so Don't keep creating problems for yourself, but think about what is the solution that is really going to help you be able to reach that next level. Who can help you with the solution to reach the next level? Because again, we all are destined for greatness. Nobody is bigger or better than anybody. You can do whatever it is that you want to do, you guys. All you got to do is really put your mind to it and stay focused and just grind for it, no matter what.
Come on now, you can't even do this. Look.